The screaming started at 2:47 p.m. Not normal screaming, not tantrum screaming. The kind of guttural, primal wailing that only comes when my 8-year-old daughter, Lily's world completely collapses. I heard it from the parking lot as I returned from grabbing groceries, and I ran. I found her in the corner of our living room, arms wrapped around herself, rocking violently, hitting her head against the wall. Her teacher, Mrs. Martinez, was trying desperately to calm her. "Where's Max?" I dropped everything, scanning for the golden retriever who should have been pressed against Lily's side. "That's the problem," Mrs. Martinez said, tears in her eyes. "Your sister came during lunch. She said you sent her to pick up Max for a vet appointment. She had a key, knew the commands." I didn't think. My blood turned to ice. "Veronica took Max 40 minutes ago. Lily's been like this ever since." Max wasn't just a dog. He was Lily's lifeline. Trained for 2 years specifically for her autism, he could detect meltdowns before they happened, provide deep pressure therapy, block self-harming behaviors, and guide her out of overwhelming situations. Without Max, Lily couldn't function, couldn't go to school, couldn't sleep, couldn't exist in a world that felt like broken glass against her nervous system. I called Veronica immediately. She answered on the third ring, and I could hear traffic in the background. "Where is Max?" "Oh, hi, Melissa. Don't worry, he's going to a wonderful home." "Where is my DAG Cheers to Service Diogi?" "I sold him. This couple in Oregon pay $15,000. Can you believe it? $15,000 for a dog. That's enough for a full round of IVF. The room tilted. Behind me, Lily's screams intensified. She'd started hitting herself, and Mrs. Martinez was struggling to protect her. "You sold my autistic daughter's service dog." "He's just a dog, Melissa. You can get another one." "But my fertility won't last forever. I'm 36. Max is a mini-GCL device. He's specifically trained for Lily. She can't function without him. She functioned before she had him." "No, she survived. There's a difference. Look, the buyers already have him. They're driving to Oregon now. It's done. My IVF appointment is next week. Finally, after 3 years of trying, I can afford it. That dog costs $40,000 to train. He's not a pet." "Exactly, which is why I got such a good price." I hung up and called 911. "My daughter's medical equipment has been stolen. She's having a severe autistic meltdown and injuring herself." The dispatcher could hear Lily's screams. Medical equipment. Her service dog. My sister stole and sold him. My daughter is autistic. The dog is legally medical equipment. We're sending units now. While waiting, I called my mother, praying she wasn't involved. "Oh, honey," she said immediately. "Veronica told me. I know you're upset, but she's desperate for a baby. You knew? She said she was going to ask you. She didn't ask. She stole him while Lily was at school." Dogs are replaceable, sweetie, but Veronica's chance at motherhood isn't. Max isn't replaceable. He knows 47 specific commands for Lily's needs. He's been with her since she was 5. He's the only reason she can attend school. "You're being dramatic. Lily will adjust." Behind me, Lily had bitten her own arm hard enough to draw blood. Mrs. Martinez was crying while trying to restrain her without making the meltdown worse. "Lily is hurting herself. She's bleeding because her medical support is gone. Veronica needs this. Lily needs her service dog. A dog is not more important than a human baby. Max isn't just a dog, and Veronica's hypothetical baby doesn't override Lily's actual disability." I hung up as the police arrived, followed closely by an ambulance. The paramedics had to sedate Lily. She'd given herself a concussion from headbanging and bitten through her lip. Officer Thompson took my statement while we followed the ambulance to the hospital. "Your sister sold a service dog. For IVF money." She knew exactly what Max meant to Lily. She's watched him work. She's seen what happens when he's not there. "Do you know who bought him?" "Some couple in Oregon. They're driving there now. We'll put out an alert. Trafficking in service animals is a federal crime. They had no idea what I would do next." While Lily was sedated in the hospital, I went to war. First, I posted in every service dog group online. "Steolaean service Dilgi, Max, Golden Aritirai, taken from Autistic Child in Cielefornia. Sold to couple heading to Oregon. Please share. I included photos of Max wearing his vest, his service dog registration, and video of him performing specific tasks for Lily, interrupting self-harm, providing pressure therapy during meltdowns, alerting to sensory overload. Within an hour, it had been shared thousands of times. Then I posted the full story on Facebook, including screenshots of Veronica's text admitting to selling him and my mother's messages supporting her. My sister stole my autistic daughter's service dog and sold him for IVF money. My daughter is now hospitalized from self-injury during the meltdown that followed. This is what happens when people think service dogs are just pets. The autism community exploded in rage. Parents who understood what losing a service dog meant. Adults with autism who knew the hell of losing their support. Trainers who knew how irreplaceable a specifically trained dog was. Someone found Veronica's Instagram. She'd posted a photo of herself at a fertility clinic with the caption, "Finally starting my journey to motherhood." Sometimes you have to make hard choices for your dreams. #IVF journey, #future mama. The comments destroyed her. You stole a disabled child's medical equipment. Hard choices. You mean stealing from your ATISTSC. You want to be a mother but traumatize a child. Within 3 hours, Veronica had deleted all her social media. But the internet doesn't forget. Screenshots were everywhere. Then came the breakthrough. A truck driver in Northern California had seen the alert. He'd noticed a golden retriever at a rest stop wearing what looked like a service vest with an Oregon-plated SUV. The dog seemed distressed, he reported. Kept trying to leave with different people. The couple claimed he was their service dog, but he wasn't responding to them. Max was trained to find help if separated from Lily. He was trying to get back to her. State police intercepted the couple 2 hours from the Oregon border. They claimed they bought the dog legally, showing Venmo receipts to Veronica. But when officers asked them to demonstrate Max's service tasks, they couldn't. When they tried to show Max's registration, it was clearly fake. Real service dogs don't have registration in the U.S., something any legitimate handler would know. Max was recovered at 11 p.m., 8 hours after being stolen. But the damage was done. Lily had been sedated for hours. When she woke up, she was disoriented, terrified, still no Max. She wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, wouldn't let anyone touch her. She'd retreat to corners, rocking, humming the same 3 notes over and over, her most severe distress signal. Dr. Kumar, her psychiatrist, was blunt. The trauma of losing her primary support could set her back years. We're looking at possible regression in speech, self-care, all the progress she's made. When the police brought Max back at midnight, I thought everything would be okay. But trauma doesn't work that way. Lily didn't trust that Max would stay. She grabbed his fur so tight he yelped, wouldn't let go even in sleep. She stopped going to the bathroom because that meant leaving Max. She stopped eating unless Max ate from the same plate first, proving he was real. The regression Dr. Kumar predicted happened fast. Lily stopped using her AAC device to communicate, stopped tolerating clothing, stopped sleeping in her bed, only on the floor with Max. Meanwhile, Veronica was arrested. The charges were severe. Theft of medical equipment valued over $40,000, interstate trafficking of a service animal, conspiracy to commit fraud, and felony animal abuse. Max had injuries from being forcibly dragged from the house. But she wasn't remorseful. From jail, she called my mother, who then called me. Veronica says if you drop the charges, she'll use the IVF money for Max's replacement. Max can't be replaced. He's not a broken toaster. She was desperate. She traumatized a disabled child. You're traumatizing her by pressing charges. She could go to prison. Good. How can you be so cruel? She wants to be a mother. Someone who steals from disabled children shouldn't be a mother. That's horrible. What's horrible is selling an autistic child's service dog. What's horrible is Lily drinking from Max's water bowl because she's so terrified of losing him again that she won't leave his side. She's being dramatic. She's ATISTXT. Her world operates on routine and trust, and Veronica shattered both. The story went national. Woman sells autistic niece's service dog for IVF money made headlines. The fertility clinic Veronica had paid called, horrified, offering to refund everything. They wanted nothing to do with this publicity. The service dog community rallied. Trainers offered free refresher courses for Max. Therapists specializing in autism trauma volunteered their time. A GoFundMe for Lily's medical bills raised $80,000 in 48 hours. But Veronica doubled down. She gave an interview to a local news station from jail, claiming she was the real victim. "I've been trying to have a baby for 3 years," she cried on camera. "Melissa has a healthy child. I have nothing. I just wanted to be a mother." The interviewer didn't let her off easy. "You stole a service dog from an autistic child. It's just a dog. They can get another one. It takes 2 years and $40,000 to train a service dog." Which is ridiculous. That money could help infertile couples. "Are you saying infertility is more important than autism?" "I'm saying dogs shouldn't be worth more than human babies." The interview went viral for all the wrong reasons. #JustADog became a rallying cry for the disability community. Thousands shared stories of their service animals, the training, the bond, the literal life-saving work they did. My father, who'd been silent until now, finally called. "I saw the interview," he said quietly. "I didn't know. Your mother said Veronica was borrowing money. I didn't know about Max." "Would it have mattered?" He paused. "I want to say yes, but honestly, I probably would have said it's just a dog too. Until I saw Lily in that interview footage, the aftermath. Christ, Melissa. What have we done to that baby?" He was referring to the security footage from our house that had been released during the investigation. It showed Lily's complete breakdown when she realized Max was gone. 20 minutes of a child in absolute anguish, hitting herself, screaming, trying to claw her own skin off while Mrs. Martinez desperately tried to keep her safe. "You didn't do it, Dad. But Mom enabled it. She knew and supported it." "I'm divorcing her," he said simply. "Anyone who could watch that footage and still say it's just a dog isn't someone I can stay married to." The trial was brutal. The prosecution presented evidence of the extensive training Max had undergone, his specific tasks, the bond with Lily. They showed footage of Lily with and without Max. The difference was stark. They also presented Lily's medical records, the self-injuries from that one afternoon, the regression in speech and self-care, the new medications needed to manage her anxiety, the intensive therapy required. Veronica's defense tried to argue desperation, that infertility was a medical condition too. The prosecutor's response was devastating. Infertility is indeed a medical condition, but it doesn't give you the right to steal medical equipment from disabled children. If Ms. Harris needed a wheelchair for mobility, would the defendant's infertility justify stealing it? If she needed insulin for diabetes, would wanting a baby make theft acceptable? The jury deliberated for less than an hour. Guilty on all charges. Veronica got 4 years in federal prison. The interstate trafficking upgraded everything to federal crimes. At sentencing, she screamed at me, "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed my only chance at motherhood." "No," I said calmly. "You destroyed it yourself when you decided your hypothetical child mattered more than my actual one." My mother tried one last manipulation. "When Veronica gets out, she'll be 40. Too old for IVF. You've stolen her chance at motherhood." She stole Lily's sense of safety. Lily still makes me check the locks 12 times before bed. She has a GPS tracker on Max now. She hasn't let him out of her sight in 6 months. She may never recover from this trauma. Dogs die eventually anyway. Get out of my house. I'm your mother. You're a woman who values her able-bodied daughter's wants over her disabled granddaughter's needs. That's not a mother. That's a monster. It's been 2 years. Lily has made some progress. She's back to using her AAC device, though not as much as before. She'll wear clothes again, though only specific textures. She sleeps in her bed now, but only with Max pressed against her and 3 locks on her door. Max is getting older. He's 10 now. We're training a successor service dog, slowly introducing him to Lily. The process is delicate. She needs to trust that getting a new dog doesn't mean losing Max. Veronica gets out next year. She's written letters about forgiveness, about understanding, about moving forward as a family. I wrote back once. "You wanted to be a mother so badly you traumatized a child. You wanted to create life so desperately you nearly destroyed one. You don't deserve forgiveness. You deserve exactly what you got. a prison cell, and a womb that will never carry children because someone who steals from disabled kids shouldn't raise any. She didn't write again. My father did follow through with the divorce. He's in therapy, working to understand how he enabled this toxic dynamic for so long. He's earned supervised visits with Lily, slowly rebuilding trust. My mother lives alone now, posting bitter Facebook rants about ungrateful children and how dogs have more rights than humans these days. Last week, Lily did something amazing. We were at the park, and a little boy asked about Max's vest. Instead of hiding, Lily used her AAC device to explain. Max helps me. He's not a pet. He's medical equipment. The boy's mother started to say, "Oh, he's just that." Not just, Lily interrupted, her first spoken words in months. Not just Ed Dioge. Max is mine. Max stays. She hasn't spoken since, but those 6 words were everything. They wanted me to choose between a dog and my sister's dreams. But it was never about a dog versus a baby. It was about a disabled child's needs versus an adult's wants. They had no idea what I would do next. Now everyone knows. Service dogs aren't pets. They're not replaceable. And anyone who says it's just a dog has never watched a child try to claw their own skin off because their world collapsed when that dog disappeared. Veronica wanted to be a mother. Instead, she became a cautionary tale about what happens when you value potential children over actual ones. And Max? He's still here, still working, still the bridge between Lily and a world that often feels too bright, too loud, too much. He's not just a dog. He never was.